There is certainly something right here. He may be distracted by my buddies. Commander gonna track fuel tank, and you're mine. Come on. Oh, of course. Of course. Oh, come on. Oh, that was mine. I'm so sad. That second shot was pretty bad though. Alright, hello everybody and welcome back to another episode on War Thunder with me, Spacefish. And today we are going to take a close look at the new T72 AV Turms-T. Now I was kind of looking to make a totally different video today. I was actually going to look at the XM1 with you all, but as you all may have already seen if you're more regularly actually playing War Thunder, the update New Power has actually been released today, and while there have been an awful lot of awesome features, such as a new engine, of course, a good bunch of changes to the visual effects inside the game, thus battleships and new vehicles and all that good stuff, the T72 AV has also been added in this update as the new top tier premium, well, not top tier premium, but the new highest tier premium you can actually get for the Russians. So, what is that T72 then that we're talking about? Basically, it is an export model for the Syrian army actually, which in a nutshell is in its core a T72 as you all may know it, but with a bunch of modifications. First major thing really being this Turms-T visual system, which gives you very, very nice optics on this tank, and it also gives you Gen 2 thermal sights, which after playing these tanks the first few times already to get an impression, has actually really manifested itself as kind of a way bigger step forward from the standard T72 than I had actually imagined. So let's just go and take a quick chance to go over the base stats real quick. So for a start, you do get the 125mm cannon that you are used to from your standard T72s. You do get the 12.7mm machine gun and also the 7.62mm coaxial, so not much has changed in that regard. What has changed though, and that's actually a change for the worse, is the hull armor and the turret armor have actually gone down considerably. So considerably, in fact, that there is a few spots where you can penetrate the front plate. If we just have a quick look into protection analysis, so if you go for the standard T72B, which by the way there is another difference which I'll go into shortly, and just use its best armor, there is a good bunch of spots, as you can see right here, where you can actually penetrate the front plate on this tank. And while you do get the ERA, that is of course just contact 1 ERA, so nothing all too special. It really only helps out against Heat FS, which, you know, given the most recent patches in War Thunder and many high tier tanks starting out only with Heat FS and no APFSDS may actually save your butt a few times, don't get me wrong, but it will not help out much against APFSDS. And as you can see, this weaker hull armor is actually really essential here in lowering your front plate protection by quite a bit. You can see that bullet just goes straight through. And if you try the same thing on a T72B, you will only be able to go through in like the standard weak spot around the driver's port right here that you do get with a lot of Russian tank models, not like all across the front plate. So that armor is actually quite the difference. Now the turret, you know, is a bit of a different story. You do have more weak spots over here as well, I will have to say. As you can see here, there is a bunch of spots where you can actually penetrate the front side of the turret, which are not like super close to the gun mantlet or trap shot below the gun mantlet, so that is certainly weaker as well, but it is considerably less of an issue than the front plate is. So you will want to watch out with that front plate in this tank most certainly. Other changes that you have, the mass is actually considerably lower, probably also then due to the fact that you do have less armor. So you do feel that. I think the standard T72B, just for a comparison, is sitting at around 44 tons. So that is then like about, say, 7-8% less mass, which is quite considerable, especially since you also get more horsepower. This tank now having 780 horsepower, up from, I think it is around about 740, 750 on a T72B. So the horsepower to mass ratio has actually gone up by a lot, and you do certainly feel it. It is very, very light on its feet, and it does speed through the battlefield very, very nicely. That said, if we have a quick look at the transmission, you still only, unfortunately, get the very, very, very slow reverse speed on this transmission, as you're probably used to with the Russian higher tier tanks, so that is also always something to watch out for. Other than that, before we move on to this Turms-T visual system, which, as I just said, is actually very, very great to have, other than that, one other major disadvantage compared to something like a T72B is the selection of ammo available. Because if we have a look here, even though we have the same 125mm gun, you only do get 3 BM15 as the ammo with the highest pen values. You have 3 BM22 as well, but as you can see, the pen values are actually lower due to a lower muzzle velocity as well. You do get a higher projectile mass in return, but I honestly usually rather opt for the 3 BM15 and a pen value of only 440mm, which, you know, don't get me wrong, is plenty, but on the T72B, with the ammo that gets, you can get up to 500mm in comparison on the same gun, also with APFSDS. What you may also have already noticed is that you do not get the choice of using an ATGM in this tank. You're only limited to 3 kinds of APFSDS rounds, an HE round, and a Heat FS round, of which I usually kind of tend to carry about 2 with me just in case I need to shoot the odd chopper. Now, if we just have a quick comparison look at the T72B out here and check the modifications, you will quickly see that we have got the ATGM right here with 700mm of pen, of course, and then we've got the 3BM42 with 480mm of pen, so not quite the 500 I was thinking about, but definitely a considerable difference right there. So, you may kind of wonder, right, if this tank has less armor, if this tank has less firepower, can get lapped more easily. Should I really go for it? And is it really that distinguished from maybe a T72B that you may get at the same tier? That will not be a premium, but it will be a quite decent tank, and at first glance it seems like it is superior, and I would honestly say it is very worth it. Now, I was more one of those persons that, or I am generally more one of those persons that do not like tanks too much that seem like pretty much the same deal that you can get in a non-premium tank. But I ended up actually getting this tank anyways. Firstly, of course, because I wanted to make this video for you all, but after driving it a few times, I have to say I'm actually quite content that I made a decent choice getting myself this tank, because this visual system is actually really, really great to have. Now, I mean, if you've played the standard T72B, if we have a little look into the modifications right here, you do only get standard night vision. So, you know, the green night vision where you just see a tiny bit more, which, you know, these days with the patch and the occasional flares being fired by artillery has, like, arguably gotten a bit better. But that compared to Tier 2, Gen 2, I'm sorry for that one, Gen 2 night vision is actually quite the change, and it has helped me a lot. And that combined just with the overall increased speed and agility that this tank has, I think make this actually quite the compelling package. So, without further ado, I think I've kind of rambled on long enough about this tank. I feel it is time to jump into some action and show you all some clips of this tank to give you all an impression of how it actually performs and if it may actually be something you want to pick up yourself. Alright everyone, so here we are in the first match then with the T72 AV Turms-T. What a long name. But first things first, I mean, what we obviously I think kind of already see is the increased level of fogginess on this map. Now, of course, the new engine has actually done quite a lot actually to change the visuals in this game. It may actually be more or less apparent, like depending on which map you're on, but I've also already played a few games where the actual observed changes from my side were really massive, and just like the overall changed lighting and mood actually did so much to alter the feeling when playing this game. So I'm really sorry, buddy. I really do actually like that engine change. Now, moving on though to the tank, as you can see already here, the Gen 2 thermal visions just make everything so nice and crisp. It's absolutely awesome. So, first other change that I've actually also observed are these kilometer markers with the capture points, which I really don't like those. I mean, I do get that the old system with the smoke kind of being above the capture point was maybe a little bit of an issue in some situations. You know, I had situations where I tried bombing points with a plane, but I didn't see anything through the smoke. So I do like that they changed that, but being able to see the ranges in realistic battles, I feel, is a lot of an issue, because nobody needs to kind of just gauge the ranges anymore. You can just be like, oh, you know, oh, 200 meters, blap. There goes the dude. So I feel that is a bit of an issue. That is definitely a tank out there. I'm going to go and pull back slowly but surely. This is what I told you about the reverse speed, by the way. But now hold down. I'm actually not too worried right here. So we've got that dude at 700 meters of range right there. Just going to wait for him to kind of show himself a bit more. And there he goes. Good stuff. So that's our first kill right there. Sneaky XM803 already out. And of course you get a nice little ejection or cartridge ejection system at the back of the turret there, which always looks awesome if you manage to catch the shell ejecting in time. That was, by the way, the first plane crash in the new engine. Just look at these visuals. I mean, obviously don't see anything with thermal sights, but that's actually crazy. And I think plane wrecks will actually stay around for a while now, so that is really cool. Aside that, tank wrecks will actually stay too, so you can actually pull them around, use them as cover, and well, I'm sure people will find a lot of tactical use of that kind of stuff, and I'm very much hoping that I will as well. I think that is really kind of a cool thing to have. Now let's just quickly cross the street here without getting blapped from the side, hopefully. That did work out for us to just get a little stock on there. Now you may have already noticed there's a lot of people out here using the T72 AV Turms-T. God, that name, I'm telling you, today. Seems a lot of people have actually gotten it. I think it's kind of mad, but then again, you know, it's patch day, we're on the Russian side, so it's obvious that probably a lot of dudes already pre-ordered it, and a lot of people were very interested in it, and there's a tank out there, and oh, there we go. That was a weird hit, but I got him. Kind of just had a little bit of jitter in my mouse right there, but we did manage to hit him somewhat into the ammo, you know. Was just an STRF 9056, so not the hardest thing in the world to hit. It seems we still have the issues with the smoke disappearing sometimes, so that's a very unfortunate one there. One could have hoped that the engine was going to fix it, but of course it didn't. I'm going to try and pull around here as quickly as possible. Oh, not get myself blapped. Thank you. Saved by a buddy there. I absolutely blapped the wall of the house there instead of the actual tank. But somebody else blew him up for me, so that's great. There's somebody out there. I think if that smoke goes away, we'll be able to see him. Yep, right there. That was only track radiator. Is that the only one? I feel I had seen another guy, but okay. Hello. Goodbye. Okay, also something that you may have already noticed is when I shoot, you actually go blind for the thermal vision for a second. Like, check this out. There you go. So you do actually go blind from the actual thermal vision. Now, what you also get, by the way, in this tank, I think I forgot to mention this in the first sequence, is you do get that thermal sight in the gunner vision as well. Probably kind of obvious from that little viewport up top, and there's a plane incoming. Maybe a good chance to give that MG a try. If we manage to hit. That actually did very nice damage for only a single hit. Probably want to watch out with that guy. I think somebody shot from out. Yep, most definitely. I think there's somebody over there. So we'll just be pushing up along these houses a bit more. Try and not get blapped from the right in the process. And of course you do get the usual shenanigans like gun stabilizers and all this goodness. So that is certainly something to keep in mind right there. This dude is absolutely dead, apparently. I feel the engine also changed kind of the tank visual appearance in rain. Okay, that guy's dead. Like, if you look at this, all these reflections, all wet looks. Oh, this looks sick. And look at the firing. Boosh. Did I just evade some bombs there? No. But it's absolutely awesome. I mean, the engine, if you all have already seen videos on it from Gaijin themselves or other YouTubers, you will know that the new engine does look absolutely awesome, and I'm absolutely happy that Gaijin is making the right steps in that direction. I'm going to try and get myself somewhat into the city again, because I don't want to be blapped from the right. I would like to have some sort of cover, so I'm going to get my ESS up while driving myself into here. And then we're probably going to continue slightly inwards before continuing to the right. Now, ESS, of course, Russian tanks at this tier, very, very common thing for them to have. I think it's absolutely awesome to have on all my other tanks that I do own so far, like my XM1, like my C2A1, which are obviously slightly lower in tier. I do, of course, not have that, and I would very much like to. I think it's absolutely awesome. That way, I don't need to actually spend my smoke cartridges to cover my advance, but I can actually use them for my retreat instead. I do have enemy contact up there, though, so I'm going to try and help out with that. Let's hope that we don't have anything to our right over there. It does not look like it, so. There we go, buddy. There we go. You're good, you're good. Okay, I hope. Wait, no, is there another one? He's just pinged something to the left right here, apparently. Okay, I'm just going to move around the right then and try and come from his flank. We probably also want to pay attention to this side right here, because B is most certainly capped. There's probably a lot of enemies in town in that direction. So my T72B is going to go to the left here. I'm going to keep slightly further to the right, I think. And we're going to go and try and go in parallel, just sweep these streets from any enemies. I kind of feel like I've heard something to my left here. Could have. No, there is something there. There is certainly something right here. He may be distracted by my buddies. Commander gonna track fuel tank, and you're mine. Come on. Oh, of course. Of course. Oh, come on. Oh, that was mine. I'm so sad. That second shot was pretty bad, though. It is what it is. Moving on. I'm going to keep going on the right side of the street here, because that was something that nobody is sweeping at the moment, so I think I probably need to pay some attention to that to avoid my team getting flanked to heck. Got one. And you see, right? With a tier 1 thermal sight, I would have been able to see that guy, but like that clear outlines, it really, really helps, and it's really, really nice. And that said, I just totally got myself lost in rambling, and I may actually end up dying right here. Let's kind of see. Gonna call out that I need some help. I think the chopper actually just saved me. Which, if he did, thanks a lot, buddy. I really, really do appreciate that. We are able to at least fire back now, so that's a good start. I totally... Yep. That dude is more than dead. Totally got lost rambling there. Instead of actually watching where I'm going. So, a bit of an issue right there, but will be repaired in no time. You only have 3 crew on this tank, as you have with many Russian tanks. you do get an auto-loader instead. So I think I'm going to turn off my engineer for a second. I'm just going to wait for that dude to go by. So I'm pretty sure he's coming my way. He may actually be to my left though. I think he is. Okay, so we are going to move on to the left. That should be him. There he is. Oh my lordy lord, what was that? Did my... I don't understand that one. I feel my gun just... I'm gonna have to rewatch that, because I feel my aiming reticle was on that guy, and my gun wasn't. But we'll see. I'll cut to the next match. I'll see you all there. I'm unsure, I'll have to say, what's going on with the gun. Maybe it's just the gun being very slow and kind of previously pointed towards the ground, and then I have a little bump going for me, and then everything goes bananas. But that said, I do see the dude. Can't do anything about him though. He just actually hit my visual, my sights. Let's just mark that. Maybe the T-72 sees it at the very least. T-72 seems busy with something else, and at least we still have half the team sniping. Yeah. Okay, does seem that dude got hit, so that's great. News does not appear to have been stopped though, so that is not as great news. Oh god. Oh, come on. Oh, crit. Okay, that's good. He didn't do much to me, so that's also good. Just gonna have to guess. No. Good stuff. Was he round around? No, he was right around here, was he? No. Okay, smoking up here. I don't want to get killed myself. We're just going to go and pull back for a second, and we're going to approach this from a different point of view if we can reverse, you know. I told you all this thing was a bit slow reversing, but it's fine. It's fine. We'll just drop back, repair our sights real quick, and our smoke grenade launchers seem to be defected as well. And then we'll kind of reassess the situation and see how to move on. Now, I don't think I've gotten a kill assist yet. Oh, now I do. Just saw that one as it was unfolding then. And that is indeed very, very good. Very nice. And there may be a tank out there. I'm not actually 100% sure. There was a heat signature, I think. Could have been a fire though, so you never know about these kind of things. You can just see that T72B3 next to me. You see the effect of the power to weight ratio now, do you? It is actually quite crazy. I mean, none of us are of course going max speed here on actual terrain instead of the street, but you do see that you can actually feel that power difference a good bit. So that is certainly nice to have. Now let me go and get myself up there. Ram a tree on the way to totally slow myself down and, you know, mess up that power difference again. And then we'll take our spot, which I usually go right around up here, and we'll try and see what we can actually catch off on its way. Just don't get any bullet drop. Like, look at this. I can pretty much just shoot straight into that dude. Just like that, and hit him. I don't need to, like... Yeah. Sorry for that one. Very much not used to playing tanks this way. I mean, yeah, of course, APFSDS and like C2A1s and, you know, higher up tier tanks, sure, has about that effect, but I wouldn't say it usually has that extensive of an effect on this. Oh god, that was just a driver. Oh god. Let me reload here. What? How? Please, can we do something here? And there we go. That was slightly confusing to say the least. Now I've got some dude shooting me from over there apparently. Did totally miss that one, so let's go and smoke up here. Kind of move out to the left, which was apparently his idea as well. Now where is he at? He's right there. Can I shoot through this building is the question of the day, I think. I can! Okay, that is certainly a possibility. I wasn't quite sure about that, but yeah. So you can certainly shoot through the building right there. Now, is he still there is kind of a different question. I think he is, but he's slightly off further to the left, isn't he? Yup. But I think... No, he didn't just get killed. Oh, boy. He's right there still. Oh, okay, so I can't shoot through the building, but I can shoot through the window, I think. So we're going to try that. Again right here. No. Did he move on? I'm confused. No, he was there. Okay. I'm not quite sure why I did manage it the first time and I didn't the second time. And there goes artillery. Kind of wrecking my day. I'm just going to smoke up here, make sure that nothing can kill me while I wait for my pair to finish, hopefully. Got a few bodies around me too, so that will probably most likely help. But that's fine. That's 2 kills for us right there already. 1 assist. Pretty happy so far. Now I would kind of like to get myself down to C next and get a replacement for that driver of mine that got killed. Because usually only 2 crew and a tank is a bit of an issue, and you know the Russians are already on the very light side with only 3 persons in a tank, you know. Can get knocked out very easily that way by just running out of crew, as opposed to something like, you know, a C2A1, which has like 4 crew members instead. Let me go and rip, buddy. Very much a rip. I don't want to just... Oh, wait. Saw you. Tracked. Okay, I mean, I can just honestly just burn him down from here, or do I fit through here? No, I don't. Of course I don't. Okay, let's just try and get like the best shot possible in at him. Right there. Well, okay, his engine was still out anyway, so my buddy just took care of him. I think that's totally fine. That means C is nicely cleared, and my team seems to be having the upper hand very nicely. Look at that amount of T72 AVs, by the way. It's absolutely mad. I was telling you all. A lot of dudes got this thing. And I do understand why now. I do really understand why. I've been playing a lot over the last 2 days, and I've really been thoroughly enjoying it. It's been a great time. Alright, so back in the hangar then, let's have a quick little look at the T72 AV Turms-T then, and have a little bit of a summary of what I actually think about it. Now, has it been worth the money? I honestly do think so. Yeah, I was initially kind of opposed to the tank, because my whole opinion always is that if you've got a tank which is pretty much just in the first place more of a copy-paste and it isn't actually that unique and distinguishable from other kind of tanks at the same ER of the same nation, you could just get it for a non-premium price, of course, that I kind of like to stay away from these tanks, as I always really like to have something unique with the premiums that I get for myself. But I feel I've kind of underestimated how unique this tank actually is, especially, of course, the sights do actually make a lot of a difference. It's really, really, really nice to have them, and I feel it does certainly help out a lot compared to just standard night vision on what you get on a standard T72B. And then on top of that, I think the actual horsepower per ton difference is also feelable. That was something I never really accounted for in the beginning. Now, it is, of course, a bit annoying that you do lose a bunch of armor for that, and I do not like that part too much. But then again, I've also kind of felt that in all the battles that I've been in so far with the T72 AV, most people weren't really instantly distinguishing it from a normal T72B, so I don't know, I didn't really get hit in the front plate all that much, except for maybe people trying to shoot my driver's porch. It was more like the trap shots, or people trying to shoot me through like the wheel arch right here, or people shooting me in the side that actually ended up getting me killed more than anything. And, well, I didn't really have much of any hits in the front, and a few that I did actually have did also end up bouncing thanks to a bit of angling and everything. So I think while it is, of course, discomforting a bit, and in theory pretty big drawback, I haven't really felt it that much in battle, so I can kind of live with that fact, to be honest. And while you do lose a bit of pen on the gun, unfortunately, it is still performing very, very nicely. I'm killing a lot of things with it, and haven't really had much of any issues penning. There have been a few annoying bounces that didn't quite need to be the case, but overall I would say that the gun performance is still at a very high level, and there's certainly not really much to complain about right there, except for maybe that you're missing the ATGM if you are a player that is into using those. Other than that, everything is, of course, rather similar to a T72B, so if you do already have that tank, I think you will probably want to rethink if this is really a good thing to pick up for you. But if you're at a little bit of lower point in the Russian tech tree, or maybe you don't have a T72B just yet, or maybe, you know, you're just so annoyed of the T72B only having the standard night vision and no thermal imaging that you want this tank, then I can certainly wholeheartedly recommend you this purchase. So that is kind of my summary, my little bit of a take on this tank. I hope you all enjoy this episode. Let me know what you all think if it's down below. Let me know if you maybe got this tank for yourself too, and what you feel about it and its performance thus far, and how you've enjoyed it. But with that said, I'm going to end it off right here. As I said, I hope you all very much enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to hit that like button down below. And if you're new around this channel, I would also definitely appreciate if you could hit that subscribe button right down below for me, as well as that bell icon right next to it, so that you guys stay up to date on all the future upcoming episodes in War Thunder and many, many other games. That said, as always, thank you all very much for watching, and I hope I'll catch you in the next one. Ciao.